MAGA comes to talk. Okay, so the president is going to Georgia today, and he's going down there to tout the economy, and we've got this special election coming up. And this is what I'm going to lead with today on the main live stream, because this very important stuff going on here. And what the media are in the midst of doing, and the Never-Trumpers and the Democrats, is to put a false narrative out there that Trump is unpopular, MAGA's unpopular, Trump and MAGA policies are unpopular, that these things are a failure, and they're looking for negatives. This special election in Georgia, which is to fill Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat, okay, and this is what I'm going to lead with today on the radio. So on the next stream, you guys are welcome to call in about this. So Marjorie Taylor Greene has left her seat, and they're having a special election. And Trump has endorsed someone, but there are, and this is not an exaggeration, there are 18 people running in this special election. 18 people. That's right. There's so many people running. The vote is split so many different ways that none of them may win, because they have to get more than 50% of the vote to win the special election. And what they want to do in this Marjorie Taylor Greene district is portray Trump as a loser, that his endorsement is meaningless, and all of this. Nothing could be further from the truth. 18 people, yeah. There's 18 people running in it. So the chances of any particular person coming above 50% are slim to none, if not fully impossible. But so the chances are that the Trump-endorsed candidate will not win, because he has 17 opponents. So what the press are going to do with that is, oh, look, the Trump endorsement's useless. They lost. MAGA lost. Somebody else won. No matter who wins the special election in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, they still have to run again. That is just to complete the term. There's a primary in May. So here we are, approaching the end of February. Whoever wins this, they have to win the primary again in May, and then they have to run again in November, which is the main election. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is a phony. She's not. She doesn't care about the Republicans. She's a complete fraud. Because if she cared about the Republican Party, she wouldn't have done this, right? She wouldn't have done this. We had a safe seat with her, and she blew it, and she's caused complete chaos. But she doesn't give a shit. She got her $25 million in her house in Costa Rica, and she stole Brian Glenn from his wife, and her and Brian Glenn work out, have sex, and think that they're all that. She's totally fake MAGA and fake Republican. But regardless of all that, she goes around, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's the defender of women and all of this. Let's go talk to Brian Glenn's wife and find out if she feels like Marjorie Taylor Greene was defending her rights as a woman while she was stealing her husband. But anyway, these special elections, they're mostly like this, right? They have a lot of people there running. They split the vote so many different ways. And then they want to declare that it's been some kind of loss for the MAGA movement. You can't look at these special elections as any type of gauge as to the strength of the Trump endorsement, the MAGA movement, or anything else. The MAGA movement, Trump and his policies are incredibly popular, okay? And everyone knows this. I mean, look at the Black History event that the president had yesterday at the White House. We've got blacks on our side. President Trump has firmed up the Hispanic vote forever, not just with his great policies and the deportations and shutting down of the border, but the liberation of Venezuela, right? I mean, there's so many great things. So the media is flooded with liberal hacks calling themselves news people to give people a false impression of the situation out there in the country. But we know what's going on here. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. On the next stream, I'll be live in the studio taking your calls. You'll be able to call me on the air about all these things, and you're certainly welcome to do that on the next stream. I can't believe it's Thursday already. But the economy is doing much better now. You guys know this. Come on. Now, you trolls that live with mommy and daddy and spend your days gaming and on Twitch may not realize it because you're losers, but people that are productive working people in this country know that the economy is doing well, that money is going, we're getting more money coming in, money is going farther, prices are coming down, massive tax cuts, everything is going incredibly well. Everyone knows this, regardless of what they tell you. And the news is starting to get back to normal. The Nancy Guthrie case is kind of fading away. And then we've got the State of the Union next week, which is going to be a brilliant State of the Union. But yeah, so this Georgia special election with 18 people running. I mean, come on. How can you have 18 people running and use that as any type of barometer to how things are going? There's too many people running. It's ridiculous. It's almost like an anarchy, complete chaos caused by Marjorie Taylor Greene. So whatever happens in the Georgia special election, you don't want that to get you down so far as the red wave that's coming in the midterms in 2026. Especially, the State of the Union is going to, I'm sure he'll be talking a lot about the economy, but the SAVE Act is going to be primary of importance, regardless of what the president brings up, because the SAVE Act requiring state-issued voter ID to vote it's got the perfect name, because the SAVE Act will save this country. It will save this country from the corruption that's going on. Democrats benefit from corruption, dishonesty, distractions. The Democrats don't come at anything honestly. Nothing. Everything about the Democrats is a fraud. I was reading a story today that the day that President Trump beat Hillary Clinton, that the next day Susan Rice and Obama cried together in the White House. Oh my goodness. I believe that story, because they thought that they had led a revolution and had conquered this country, and the country rejected Obamaism. I believe that story. These are very true. But Obama's everywhere this week. He did another podcast interview yesterday. Do you think he's going to run in 2028, Obama? I think he'd like to. I would love that. Trump versus Obama, 2028. That would be spectacular. Obama would be destroyed. Obama could not even come close to beating President Trump. He may perform less than Kamala did at the polls. Make sure you subscribe, guys, if you're new to my channel. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And as I said, on my next stream, I'll be in the studio. Now I'm just hanging out on my back porch. Can you hear the crickets? I can hear the crickets. You may not be able to. I don't know if you can. It's pretty quiet out here, huh? But Obama wouldn't even come close to Trump if he ran against him in 2028. But he's all over the place. He's all over the place doing interviews, commenting on everything. You would think he's running. Who would win? Obama versus Trump. Who would win in 2028? Who would you think? Trump or Obama? Who would win? Obama versus Trump. We've lived through two terms of both of them. Who would want to go back to that? Exactly. Who would want to go back to Obama? But you look at those who are opposing Trump these days. Who do they got left? Weirdos, freaks, racists, and perverts. That's who is against Trump. Right? I mean, the people that are opposing Trump are of the lowest moral character a human can be. Really. It's sad. But President Trump has totally destroyed the Democrat Party. Totally destroyed it. It's evaporated. It barely exists. It is so weak that there are probably third parties that have more juice than the Democrat Party of today. It's totally faded away from relevancy, and they're hanging on by a thread. I heard, U2 put out a new song. Have you heard it? About Renee Good. And I listened to the song just a little bit ago. And it is so bad. First off, U2 is overrated. I've always thought that. When U2 first became like hot, I remember, and I thought, what, and they got lucky because they came out at a time when, all the issues in Ireland were coming to a head and everything else. They were just at the right place at the right time, but very overrated. Not as overrated as Bruce Springsteen. He's the most overrated act in the history of music. He totally sucks. I'd rather have Milli Vanilli than Bruce Springsteen. He's the worst. But I listened to the new Renee Good song by U2. It is so juvenile. The lyric, it's like it was written by children in music class in like middle school. It is the lyrics, the song is so juvenile, and it's not at the U2 level that you know from the past. It is so weak. It really is. Now, maybe I'll go over some of the lyrics on the show today. I can't play the music, obviously, but it is really bad. I was shocked at how bad the song was. And when I listened to it, Bono, I thought, this isn't really it. This is somebody making fun of it. But no, it was U2. It was Bono. I've never written a song. I'm not a poet, but I think I could write something better than that. It's really amateur hour. You can look it up online. I did tweet a story about it. I'm not sure if that story has the song linked in it or not, but you can listen to it. I forgot the title of it, but it's all over the U2 song about Renee Good. It is so amateur hour. It really is amateur hour, hardcore amateur hour. But U2's been overrated. But it's an embarrassment. I'm surprised they released the song. The song, the Renee Good song by U2 is so bad that if I were Bono and I heard that, I was like, erase that. We gotta come up with something. We can't let people hear this. We can't let people hear this. It's that bad. Why don't you want Russia to be successful? When the world's successful, we're successful. Right? That's right. We want everyone to be successful, except China and Iran. And it looks like war is imminent with Iran. I mean, it is imminent. So I'm going to cover that today. And also, it looks like Tucker Carlson made up this whole bullshit story. Oh, my wife and I gave up profanity for Lent. I just slipped. Oh boy. Sorry. So Tucker Carlson made up this whole BS story about being detained in Israel. What a piece of work. Huckabee called him out on it. Ambassador Huckabee, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, called him out on it. He made up the story. When I first heard that story, it was right before my podcast yesterday afternoon, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna make this the. Why did he make it up? Because he hates Israel and Jews, and he's a PR man for the anti-Israeli Muslim world. That's why. I was going to make it the lead story on my podcast yesterday with the thumbnail and everything, and my wife said, I don't know, maybe you should wait till we have some more information. I said, yeah, I think so. I don't think we got enough information to make it the lead story. And sure enough, he made it up. Not just according to the Israelis, according to Huckabee. And everyone trusts Huckabee, right? Whose word would you take? Huckabee or Carlson? Tucker or Huckabee? Mike Huckabee, no doubt. And he said it's not true. Top 3 MAGA influencers equal anti-Semite. Yeah, that's true. It's true. I mean, it's I saw that. I'm going to play the bizarre, insane rant from that Prejean girl. Remember, she was the Miss California who they took her crown away years ago when Perez Hilton asked her about gay marriage, and she's come out as a big anti-Semite, and she went on the Young Turks and did this. And I'll play this on the show today. Carrie Prejean, and she went on the Young Turks. Why are these conservatives going on the Young Turks? And just started bashing Israel. And then she talked about how she feels liberated that she can do this now. And it was so bizarre. And I haven't seen or heard of her in many years. And I remember during that Miss California thing when they took her crown away, people were like, wow, she's so beautiful and everything. And I saw her in this rant, and her beauty has faded because she's so consumed with hate. It was just unhinged. Now, I don't know how old she is now. Is she going through menopause? I don't know, but she, former Miss California, she's nuts. She's completely nuts, and she hates Israel. She hates Jews like Candace Owens. I mean, her and Candace Owens would get along very well together with their anti-Semitism. I was surprised, and when you see the look on her face, when I play the video later today, you'll see it. She looks completely nuts. Just completely nuts. Yeah. There's a lot of anti-Semitism going through some of these conservatives out there. It's really disappointing to me because as conservatives, Republicans, we've always been such strong supporters of Israel. And why menopause? Just because her mood is, her tone, it's like she's gone total nuts. She's like Candace Owens crazed, and it's like somebody flipped a switch and she went nuts. When I play the video, you'll decide. I mean, it's just insane, completely insane. I was surprised, and why would a conservative go on the Young Turks like that? But this rise of anti-Semitism, I'm going to have to explain again. I mean, a lot of things I assume everybody knows, and I know a lot of you do, but a lot of younger people don't know why Israel exists. They really don't, and it's what's going on in the conservative movement. I got to speak out against it. I just can't allow anti-Semitism to go unaddressed. It's a moral obligation that as humans we need to counter. I mean, it's just completely insane. Years ago when Israel made the deal with the Palestinians and gave them, Gaza used to be part of Israel, and they gave it to the Palestinians. And I remember that day. It was a crazy day. I was watching it live on CNN, and all the analysts said that Gaza is going to become a launching pad for Islamic terrorism to attack Israel nonstop. And sure enough, that's what it's become. But Prejean has lost her mind, and she looks so crazy, she's not even pretty anymore. It's like Candace Owens. Candace Owens, who is not just crazy and anti-Semitic and just completely nuts, she's pretty inarticulate. There's a lot of videos going around of her mispronouncing pretty common words regularly. And I don't mean misspeaking. You know, I talk, I don't know how many hours a week I talk, you know, radio show, podcast, all these live streams I do, and everybody misspeaks. But she's just inarticulate and ignorant. And Candace Owens, you know, I saw her in person once at an event. I didn't get to meet her, but I saw her in person, and who was on with Tucker? I can't. A couple months ago, Tucker had a guest. They were talking about Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles was on Tucker Carlson show a couple months ago, and he made a comment about Candace Owens, about she's so charismatic. She's like got that movie star it factor, and she does. You know, when I saw her in person, I didn't get to meet her. It was nuts. I mean, I could have, I guess, but this is before her fall, and she was speaking at the Faith and Freedom Forum. And then, you know, there was an opportunity to meet her, and I was going to do it, but so many people wanted to meet her. It was just insane. It was crazy. And at the time, Don Jr. was there. There were more people trying to meet Candace than Don Jr. I was surprised, and she at least then. She had that movie star charisma. I mean, she really did, you know, and she's very charismatic, very tall, you know, and she just lost her mind. She just lost her mind. And, you know, and with that, I think she's lost her charisma. You know, that charisma and everything she had going for her is pretty much gone now, isn't it? I think so. I don't sense it like I used to with her. Do you guys agree with that, with Candace? And this former Miss California, what's her name, Prejean, whatever her name is, it's a similar thing, because I remember when that controversy first happened, she did a lot of interviews, she was on TV, and, you know, obviously she was Miss California, so she's beautiful, but she was, you know, she had some charisma. And now when I saw her on this new video, she looks like a crazed woman. I mean, like stereotypical Karen. She does get a lot of views, Candace. I mean, yeah, over 1 million a day, I know. And you know, those views, how many of them are people that are just rubbernecking the car accident on the side of the road, or the train wreck that they're driving by? There's a lot of that. And, you know, and how many of them are, you know, there's a lot of anti-Semites out there too, you know. So that's what she's catered her agenda to. That's what she wants to do. You know, she's made that decision. And what she's doing with Erica Kirk is just so wrong. I mean, Erica Kirk, you know, Erica Kirk, you know, you may think she behaves kind of weird. I mean, I wouldn't have taken that video at the casket like she did with Charlie, but, you know, what she's gone through is so traumatic. You know, I mean, when you're married, you know, one of you is going to go before the other, but you don't expect it to happen when you're that young and like that. And, you know, she's going through something that none of us can understand. That, you know, I wish, you know, Jackie Kennedy was still alive, because, you know, she could, if this were a time when Jackie Kennedy was still around, she could probably help Erica Kirk, you know, because she went through a similar thing. But there's not very many people that have lived through what she's doing. I mean, look at Mrs. Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's wife. You know, she had a tough life after Abraham Lincoln was killed by that Democrat John Wilkes Booth. You know, and it's just, you know, when women lose their husbands in these violent ways in front of the public, it's more traumatic than a normal death. Death's never easy, but you know, and plus, you know, you're in a situation where you're living in fear. Are they going to come after me? Are they going to come after my children? Are they going to come after the family? You know, and that's something And to go after a woman who's dealing with what she's dealing with is just in such bad taste. It is so low life of Candace Owens. Like this person here who said Erica Kirk's background suspicious. What the freak do you know? Her background's suspicious. You know, you guys just make. If you know, my wife and I gave up profanity for Lent, so I just slipped a minute ago. But so I'm not going to do it again. But what the freak do you know? You know, Charlie Kirk loved her, married her, had children with her. So, you know, if you're questioning her, you're questioning Charlie Kirk. So, I mean, you know, and it's disrespectful to Charlie Kirk. Disrespecting his widow like that? Background's not suspicious. So what? Like a lot of young people that are millennials, she's into social media and such. So what? That whole generation grew up on social media. It's like my generation grew up on television. Millennials grew up on social media. Gen Z, I don't know, what do they grow up on? Transgendered crap on TikTok? I don't know. That's yet to be determined, but her background's not suspicious, and anyone who would attack Charlie Kirk's widow is a low-life scumbucket. I'm sorry. Right? Just a low-life scumbucket. You guys are just, should be ashamed of yourself. How do you know they were having marital issues? You don't know what the freak. You're just making crap up. You have no idea if they were having marital issues or not. People just make crap up. And even if they were, you know, anyone who's married, you know, I've been married, it'll be 30 years this year. You think you always agree? Now, my wife and I get along very well. We have a great marriage, but we don't always agree, you know? We were having a disagreement yesterday on a new table for the living room. I mean, you know, so we having marital problems. Of course, the wife will, you know, the living room furniture is up to my wife. It's up to her, but, you know, give me a break. Marital issues. They're just making crap up. The issue, the one that's having the marital issues, I would say would be Candace Owens, because obviously she is more in love with Charlie than her own husband. Right? I mean, my goodness. I wouldn't be happy if my wife was dedicating her whole life to another man like Candace has been doing. Right? Yep. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. On the next stream, I will be in the studio taking your calls, and I got a lot of things to cover. I'm going to lead today with the Georgia story and break that down, because the media, I can tell what they're gearing up for that. So I'm going to counter the media narrative before they even begin the narrative. The Tucker Carlson fraud in Israel. But, you know, what Tucker did in Israel was for the Muslim world. You know, he pulled this whole publicity stunt for the Muslim world. He has a new video out. I did watch some of it a little bit this morning. It's a very long video about Israel. He's claiming they're doing something to Christians. I don't know what he's, you know, whatever. Israel is a very special and unique place in the world. So I'll have to talk about what Tucker did, this just bizarro publicity stunt. You know, people with their publicity stunts, it's just not my thing. I've had people try to pull me into their publicity stunts once or twice over the years. It's not my thing. But what he did was a publicity stunt, much like that phony publicity stunt that Stephen Colbert tried to pull with this Democrat this week that he got totally busted on. And when that story happened yesterday, I talked about it. And then now today, Huckabee, the ambassador to Israel, said that none of what Tucker said is true, that none of that happened. So I'll go through that story today. It was, and it's interesting that it happened this week after the Stephen Colbert fake controversy about the FCC. These people, you know, they just, you know, it's hard to guess someone's motivation. You know, one thing I've learned in life, when you try to figure out why someone does something, you're usually wrong. But it doesn't change the fact that Stephen Colbert and Tucker Carlson both pulled fraudulent publicity stunts this week. Stephen Colbert with this Democrat and Tucker with Israel. No doubt about it. And I don't know why he would... Stephen Colbert, we know why. He's just a liberal jerk. But I don't know why Tucker would do what he did. And it's really a shame. It really is what he's become. Who would buy a house in Qatar and want to move to Qatar? Who would do that? I will never, ever travel to a Muslim country, ever in my life. I will never set foot in a Muslim country under any circumstances. Would you? Yes or no? Would you go to a Muslim country? I wouldn't go to a Muslim country, just even if I was changing planes at the airport. I wouldn't go to a Muslim country. No way. You know, there's this show on Apple TV. What's the name of the show? It's an Israeli show about a Mossad agent who's spying in Iran. And I've watched the show, and I can't remember the name of it. Is it called Iran? What is the name of that show? Do you guys know the show that I'm talking about? And one of the producers was murdered this week. And I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the content of the show. What is the name of that show? I'll have to look it up. I'll go look right now, actually. Let's see here. The first season was actually really good. It's gone down the tube since. Tehran. It's called Tehran. And Tehran. And this season they have the guy from House is in it. It's called Tehran. It's like in his third or fourth season. I watched the first season, was really, really good. After that, I kind of went down the tubes. But it's an Israeli show. She's a Mossad agent undercover in Iran. And the first season is very good. It's called Tehran. It's on Apple TV. You should watch it if you're interested. And a lady producer was just murdered this week. Was it in Greece? And I'm wondering if it has some connection to the show. It does not show Iran in a good light. No, you would never go to a Muslim country either. No freaking way. It's called Tehran. It's on Apple TV. It's number 3 on their top 10 list. It's good. The first season's very good. Tehran. After that, it's not as good. But I've watched every season. It's been off for a couple years. It just came back this year. But the producer being murdered is very odd. ICE doesn't kill. People resist police and get themselves killed sometimes, but ICE doesn't go out to kill people. No. ICE are on the front line of keeping us safe. Well, if you have a pistol and you attack cops and assault cops, things get escalated, right? This happens all the time, sadly. All right. Coffee shop's going to open. Take you guys with me. Okay, just turn the alarm on. Hold on, guys. Someone's visiting one of my neighbors with a big RV. Oh boy, HOA's not gonna like that. I hope they're not here for more than a night or two. A big one too. And then it's a big one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's called Tehran. If you've not seen it, you should definitely check it out. It's a good show. First season's good. First season's good. So those are the things. My lead story today is going to be Georgia. And, well, it's warming up. It's 67 degrees. Good. So Georgia is going to be my lead story. I'll talk about the Pregene story. Definitely the Tucker story. You know, the difference between, these liberals that like to bring up Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt was unarmed. She didn't have a weapon. Preddy did. Renee Good did. They both had weapons. Big difference. I would never bring a gun to a political protest. Even if it's legal to do so, why would you do that, right? Why would you do that? You know, we have open carry here in Florida. I don't have my gun on. I could carry my gun. I could walk around and carry my gun on my hip all day. I don't do it. You know, I mean, all of a sudden, the liberals are the protectors of the Second Amendment because Preddy bought a pistol to attack cops, federal agents with. Federal agents are police officers, federal police officers. So those are the main stories I'm going to cover. I will also, Rittenhouse didn't attack anyone, and his confrontations weren't with law enforcement. Rittenhouse was attacked by Antifa BLM activists who attacked him. He was not fighting with police or federal agents. Big difference. These guys, I tell you. Liberals got their talking points, don't they? If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And on the next video, I'll be in the studio taking your calls live on the program. And the toll-free number will be pinned in the live chat. You're all welcome to call in. But yeah, the Georgia. I got to go through the Georgia thing and do a preemptive breakdown and explain people what the media are about to do. You know, the media. It's what the late great Rush Limbaugh said, right? Rush always said the Democrats, they got that old worn out playbook and they use the same playbook every election. So since they use the same playbook, you can predict with pretty good accuracy what they're going to do before they even do it. In fact, I think you can know what the Democrats are going to do before they even know what they're going to do. MAGA all day, every day. That's right, guys. Now, when I start my, on all my videos, this one and my mainstream, it's so important for you guys to like the videos. Liking the videos helps get the videos recommended to people that have not yet found the channel. And those of you that have used that new boost option on YouTube, I want to really appreciate you guys doing that, because when you use that option, you're also introducing the program to people that have not yet found me. And, with YouTube, you get so many incredible detailed statistics. It's amazing. And when people find this program and find me, they stay with it. 90% or more of people that find this program stay with it, which is an incredibly high rate. So please keep liking the video, and those of you using that boost option, I appreciate that. And everything you guys do to promote my channel and content is greatly appreciated. Oh boy, yeah. And what is the it's coming up on, what's it? Alexa, what's the date?
It's Thursday, February 19th.
Okay, I'm just over a month away from our 10th annual MAGA cruise. So, looking forward to that. Those of you going on the MAGA cruise, we're going to have a great time. A great, great time on the Celebrity Beyond. I know, Chuck, Rush and Jesse died on the same date. I mean, the same day. It's crazy. It's hard to believe it's been that long since Rush died. I remember where I was when Rush died. My wife and I, we went out and got lunch. I got off the air. My wife and I went out and got lunch, and we drove down to the beach, and we're just sitting on the beach watching the ocean. And my phone started blowing up with text messages, DMs, and notifications. Yeah. We went to this Italian market and got lunch, and then went to the beach when we got the notification about Rush. It's hard to believe. It's so weird how some things you can remember so many details about where you were, what you were doing, who you were with when things happened. You know, when I was growing up, all the old people remembered where they were when Kennedy was. If you went to a nursing home to people in hospice care that are comatose, and you say, where were you when you found out Kennedy got shot? They'll tell you. They'll tell you where they were, who they were with, what they were wearing, everything. And we have some things like that: 9/11, the Challenger explosion, Rush's death. Where were you when you saw or heard that the Never-Trumpers shot President Trump in Butler? I remember exactly where I was, who I was with, what I was doing. Right? I mean, it's just those things. It's amazing, you know, how the mind works, isn't it? Most of what we go through is so ordinary, you don't remember all those details, but these shocking things. Same thing with Charlie. You know, I remember when Charlie was killed, I was getting ready to do my podcast, and Steve called me, and he said they just shot Charlie Kirk. I said, what? And I couldn't believe it, and I turned it on and saw it. I didn't catch that live. Just a few seconds after, I was like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Snerdley disappeared, really? He does his podcast, doesn't he, Snerdley? Yeah, what's his name? Whitlock? He goes by his real name now, Whitlock. His podcast pops up from time to time to me on YouTube, you know, on YouTube Music. He wasn't the only Snerdley. How many Snerdleys were there? I didn't really, you know, as much as I love Rush, I don't know why he didn't bring Snerdley on the air with him more. Yeah, there were multiple Snerdleys. There at least 2, maybe 3 Snerdleys over the course of things. You know, if he would have brought him on the air a little bit more, it would have helped him. You know, on his own a little bit, but he's still around. He does his podcast. Yeah, it pops up on my YouTube Music. You know, so it comes up along with my podcast a lot on there. I see it sometimes. I don't listen to him too much. He talks a lot about sports, and I'm not interested in sports, so you know, it's not my thing. But so those are the main stories. President going to Georgia today. This is very big. So I got to talk about that. It's very big what they're going to try to do. The media are just so dishonest, aren't they? There's nothing about the media that is not dishonest. Everything they do is complete dishonesty. All right. We get so spoiled with cameras, don't we? I mean, oh boy. We're not sending our tax money to Israel. You know, we do give foreign aid to Israel, but there's a condition to it. I won't tell you this, but we do give foreign aid to Israel, and it has a condition, and the condition is this: they have to spend their money in the United States. So the money never leaves the United States. So we give them foreign aid that they use on military spending, but they buy weapons from U.S. companies here in the United States. So the money that we give to Israel it never leaves the United States, and Israel spends the money in the United States. So the money's a big boost to the economy and keeps people working. Bet you didn't know that, did you? No, the anti-Semites don't tell you that. Yep. Yeah, the rise of anti-Semitism in the country is really concerning. Really concerning to me. I mean, it's just, anti-Semitism is something we pretty much eliminated in this country, and it's made its way back. It's a shame. I tell you though, that event with the president was awesome yesterday. The grandmother, for the Black History Month, event. And I saw somebody, it was really great listening to the women speaking. The grandmother, oh man, I'm going to play that on the air today too. Some of that. But I saw on X this morning, someone did a comparison to what Biden did to celebrate Black History Month. And he brought some musicians, and he and Kamala were dancing on the front lawn of the White House. So this guy just ran a red light going like 65 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour zone. What an idiot. So that's the racism of Biden. He thinks black people can just sing and dance. No deep conversations about anything. But that was a great event with President Trump yesterday. No doubt about it. Great event. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'm heading off to Dunkin'. They're not quite open yet. This new Dunkin' Donuts opened in my neighborhood, and the coffee is spectacular. And the guy that owns the franchise, he's in there working frantically every morning. Nice guy, works his butt off. He's got employees, but he seems very highly stressed. And I looked up the cost to start a Dunkin' Donuts franchise. It's like close to $1 million. I mean, how many donuts and cups of coffee do you got to sell to get into the profit zone on a Dunkin' Donuts? It's a long game, that's for sure. I don't know how these franchisees make it. I really don't. The overhead, the cost of just starting is so high. I mean, you do get a big brand, and that helps, but I don't know how these franchisees do it. I really don't. You got to hand it to them. But I wish they were open 24 hours. Ever since 2020, nothing's open 24 hours anymore. I've always been an early morning person, so I like, these things open 24 hours. Don't you guys? I love all these people that are worried about how tax dollars are spent. Do you even pay taxes? Do you even pay taxes? It's amazing. Your parents pay taxes, but do you? Exactly. Well, listen, guys, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. My name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Click that notification bell, too. On the next stream, I'm going to be live in the studio, and I'll be taking your live calls. And the phone number, if you're new, will be pinned in the live chat then, all right?